Hey everyone, in this video we're going to talk about spam. So that skit that you just saw actually turns out to be the original source for using the word spam for something more than just that canned meat that you talk about from grocery stores that's, extremely salty. It's not just that. Spam is also, and this is probably actually what you know it better as, but spam is unsolicited bulk mail, right? So unsolicited bulk mail. And we have the first example incident of this happening in 1994, and it was an ad. Okay, so this was an ad put out by a company in a way to do some sort of mass advertising, and we see that about 8% of all email as of 2000 was spam. Okay. 8% of all email in 2000. And that probably has only gone up. And the reason why it still exists is because it's an effective, low cost advertising technique. And we're also seeing that it's gaining popularity with with cybersecurity issues, so in terms of trying to steal data, trying to get identity theft, those kind of things. So it's being more now than just, this advertising component, but it's also about, your security, about your privacy, about all these other kinds of things that come into context with terms of who's getting your email address, right? How are they accessing your email address? How are they finding out what it is that you might be buying? Why are they advertising to you? And some of the reasons for those questions is just you got put on a mailing list when, maybe your email got leaked from some other hack on some other website. Maybe it happened because you specifically signed up for things. Maybe it was just randomly generated. It doesn't really matter why you got on the list, except for when it comes to things like security. So, who provides your email address? Very frequently, uh, they get it through you signing up for something. All right. So, when you sign up for something, very frequently, this happens because you're checking a box that says, send me some, you're allowed to send me things, ads related to content that I might like. Or it happens that they're going to sell your data. So you either sign up and they use it, or they sell your data, or it was released in a hack. There's lots of reasons why this happened. And more often, you're seeing that this is actually being used as a phishing attempt, which we'll talk about a little bit later in a different video. Now, what's interesting about this is that that incident in 1994 wasn't something people considered to be okay. People were upset that they got this piece of email that they didn't ask for. Email at the time was primarily used as a low-cost way to send quick and efficient information or actual mail to people across the world. So it could have been something as simple as a friend trying to send somebody something they would normally have sent in normal mail, in snail mail. And, they're expecting something to be relatively important or at least interesting or wanted to come through that email system. Now, what's interesting about this is that even though that it wasn't liked or appreciated by the people it was sent to, it was still considered legal and okay. And the internet just doesn't care about our social conventions. How people use it doesn't necessarily reflect our standard social values. So we need to evaluate what it is that the internet and other network communications enable that changes what we expect from that communication, but also how we interact with that communication. So we're going to be talking about that in the next few videos. And also keep in mind that spam is something that's more than just, unsolicited bulk email. It's something more than the skit from Monty Python. It's actually the first example of us having the internet used against the consumer in a way that was unwanted, in a way that wasn't asked for. And we're going to see more and more cases as we move through this course of technology being used with unintended consequences. So it's important that we think about those consequences as we move forward through the content in this course, but also as you move forward with your careers and your education.